for the weekend. We get back from Mexico? I don't know. We have the kids.
Not sure. Whoa, that's the wrong one. Hello, Abraham.
First one up. One of us is ready for the
Hello,
beach.
Jamie.
I'm almost as tan as you.
That's impossible. Hello, ACN C12.
Surprise.
Good afternoon, Cara.
Should I go on Facebook and tell them we're over here or just let it
Yeah.
go? Or go on Instagram?
No, go on Facebook.
Probably have more. Well,
No, you'll have more on Facebook. Howdy. Yeah, tell them we're a day early. We should have done that. Go live real quick. Kelly's going to go on Facebook real quick so we can let everybody file into the room here for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So good time to take a quick potty break. We've got a great podcast because it's all about you.
Hey, I'm just popping onto Facebook just real quick to tell you that Alan and I are going to do an early version of our podcast recording because we're flying tomorrow to Florida. Because next week, the Kid Craddock Show is going to be live from Florida all week. Thanks to Visit Florida. They're just such a wonderful relationship, and we're so lucky we get to go down to Florida.
Same I am.
We're going to go to Key Largo for the first time. Very excited.
We're at Montego.
So that's in Jamaica. We don't work with Visit Jamaica. We work with Visit Florida. So anyway, we're over on our YouTube channel right now. They're watching me invite you all to leave Facebook and go to YouTube and look for our A Sandwich and Some Lovin' channel. You can do youtube.com/A Sandwich and Some Lovin', or you can go to youtube.com and just search A Sandwich and Some Lovin' and just join us. We're going to start recording.
Subscribe.
And then subscribe. Please subscribe.
Like the videos. Comment on the videos.
And subscribe.
Join us in the chat room.
And join us in the chat room.
The live studio audience.
That's my husband.
This is why I'm the producer.
And I do look a bit of a fright because I went and got spray tan today and I haven't washed it off yet. So I'm still baking. Hey, Deontay, go to YouTube. We're all, hey, my cousin Cindy's over here. I'm going to be here just for another minute. I'm going over to YouTube in all my glory. And no, I'm not wearing pants. That's the truth.
She's pantless.
That's the absolute truth. All right, so I'm leaving. Hey, Ghetto D says, hey, Kelly, and chopped liver.
Ghetto D, my man. My man.
All right, so y'all head over there. We're going to be recording in just a minute, our YouTube. And Alan swears he's got good content to bring in tonight.
We do.
I don't have to bring anything.
It's listener content.
And then listen, we're also going to do a podcast from Florida with Boss Man George. And he's leaving on Tuesday, so we might have to do one a different night of the week. Like we might have to record Monday night maybe, or Tuesday day. It might not be. We might not be here Wednesday night, which would be our normal night. If we're going to do.
So we're doing 2 podcasts there.
We're doing 1 here. This is for Monday.
No. We're doing 2 in Florida.
1. Do you want to do 2?
Well, no, I don't want to do 1.
He's not serious. He loves doing podcasts.
I'm kidding.
Yes,
I'm kidding.
We're leaving tomorrow. Hey, Victoria. Okay, y'all leave now. We're all going over to YouTube. All right, y'all don't get comfortable here. Going to YouTube now.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Goodbye. Everybody was going over there. They need to be over here.
What am I, Ann? Chopped liver?
That it never gets
Come on, I can't be a hero. I need a hero.
I'm on YouTube now.
Hello, Deontay.
And then I'll be back. And then we're going to get started. Okay, real quick, popping on Instagram because Alan and I are getting ready to go live on our YouTube channel for A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. We're doing a podcast recording on Saturday night instead of Sunday night because we're flying to Florida tomorrow. Thanks to visitflorida.com. The Kid Craddock Morning Show is going to be there live all week. We get to take our significant others. My significant other would be my husband. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be fun. JC's bringing Kenzie. Jenna's bringing Ron Snow. Al is
my man.
Al's going to be there.
He's rolling solo.
He's rolling
solo.
It's going to be interesting because we're doing couples competitions, and I'm not sure who Al's going to compete with because Well, Justin's going, but Anna's also going.
Oh.
So maybe it'll be Anna.
Maybe
we'll
Nick.
see. Nick's not going because of his foot.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Robert?
Robert's going. Maybe I will be with Sonny Joe. White cheddar. So anyway, join us on YouTube right now. YouTube.com/A Sandwich and Some Lovin', or you go to YouTube.com and search A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. We'd love it if you'd like it. We'd love it if you'd subscribe to it. Join in on the chat. I mean, there's people there waiting for me because I'm over here with you on Instagram. But I'm getting ready to say goodbye. And if it is any extra incentive to come over, as I told people on Facebook, I'm not wearing pants. And yes, I know I'm very brown, but I haven't rinsed off my spray tan yet. It's one of those 8-hour things.
Why do you gotta
Actually, at 8 o'clock, I was supposed to shower it off, but it's okay.
Why do you gotta hate on people that are brown?
I'm not hating.
Why do you gotta copy? Why do you gotta copy people that are brown?
Because you saw me in my bathing suit white. It was not good. It was not good.
It was lily white.
It was bad. Everything's better tan, right? If you can't hide it or tone it, tan it, right? And I've been working on toning it. In fact, I've been working with Stephanie, but it takes time to tone. So I'm going to be working out in Florida. Maybe we'll do some workout videos from Florida. Who knows? But y'all go over to YouTube.
Why don't we do
I'll
a
talk to y'all
podcast?
long enough. Okay, gotta go. Bye.
Okay. There we go. Thank you, Deontay. Brown is better.
All right, let's get going. I wasted enough of y'all's time. Thank y'all for being here.
What other show starts 20 minutes late every time?
We're not even supposed to be here. We don't have a set time. Normally we're recording on.
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, come on, give me a break.
I'll give you a break.
People don't. I found that people don't know when I'm kidding sometimes.
Oh crap!
They were so what? So while we're late, Alan's blaming me, and it's all Alan's fault.
You're not ready.
I got into it with Al this week on the show, Big Al. Y'all, people just don't get it. They don't get our dynamic. Al was over it. We never even talked about it off the air because he does not care.
Who?
Al.
About what?
Everybody thought I was being so mean to Big Al. They don't. Enough's enough, and I crossed the line.
Al don't care.
Al couldn't give two shits.
Al don't
what
care
I said.
about.
He didn't care.
He don't care about boo.
He didn't care one bit.
Okay, I think you
ready to go?
You need a microphone.
What's right here? Ready, go. 1, 2, me. I think it looks good.
Give me something.
I just gave you something. There it is.
Ivana?
So loud.
Ivana, check it off. Please pick up the red courtesy phone. Ivana, check it off.
All right, hit the record button. Goodness sakes. Hello. Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. It's a podcast. I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans, the host of the podcast. There's a second guy that hosts it with me on occasion, actually all the time, except for twice. It's my husband, Alan Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Hey,
What's up?
you know what?
What?
What's up?
What's up?
Is that how you address your husband?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? What's going on with you?
Okay. What's
Just checking in.
What's gotten into you? Because you tried to high five me today at lunch too.
I'm always trying to high five you because I caught you one time. Got you one time. You'll deny it to your death.
It's not
I got
true.
you one time.
It's not true.
Cowboys scored. I threw it up real quick and I got a high five. I had a witness.
I was out of my mind.
But you admit you did it.
No, I didn't. I think we kind of bumped forearms.
Whatever. But I'm going to catch them again, people.
And what's this? What's this?
I will talk about it.
What's this? Every podcast but two. I've been here. You know, this is our 149th episode.
I did not know that.
You know what that makes next episode?
150.
Exactly. You're catching on here.
And 150th podcast, y'all want to tune in for that because we are going to be in Key Largo, Florida. I'm so excited.
Courtesy Visit Florida.
VisitFlorida.com.
Right.
Not an ad because they buy all the ads on the Kid Credit Morning Show, but we're just telling you the truth. So we're going, they bring us down to Florida quite a bit, usually once a year. This time it's twice because we went to Daytona earlier. But apparently we do a good job for that VisitFlorida.com.
They've invited y'all back several years in a row.
Yeah, and I'm really excited because I've never been to the Florida Keys. And
I haven't either.
I'm so excited. And on our bucket list every year, we always put down that we want to go somewhere we've never been before. And thankfully, usually it's a paid business trip, so we haven't had to reach into the funds.
So this will count. Never been to the Keys. It's a place we've never been.
Right. Oh, we did pay for your ticket to go. The only thing we pay for is your airline ticket, but you get to share a room with me.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
basically.
we pay for your airfare, but that's it.
Well, crap, I can write that off.
How are you gonna write that
I
off?
write that off as a business expense. We'd be down there doing a podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Down there doing bits.
Okay.
That's what you do. Down there doing bits.
I'm not writing anything off.
Well, that's because you're employed by George.
I am the best employee ever because they always tell me to expense everything and I never turn a receipt in.
I'm not employed by George, so I can write some of this off.
I never returned in parking receipts. I worked with a woman one time. She went on a business trip. She turned in, and this was at our show in our office. She worked in sales. I ain't gonna front her out by name. She turned in her receipt for an ice cream cone. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Why is that ridiculous?
When you're on a business trip, do you literally turn in receipts for every single thing, including, it's not like a meal, unless the ice cream cone was her meal. I don't think it was. But if you stopped and had a single cone, would you turn in the receipt for that? That's petty.
Yeah, it just.
That's nickel and dime. And guess what? She ain't with the company anymore.
You know, a lot of people who work for corporations and they go on business trips, they expense almost everything.
That's why
they don't eat.
It gets ruined for everybody else.
Well, it's not ruined. I mean, you wouldn't be going on that trip unless the company asked you to go on the trip, right?
Yeah, but I'm also getting a really great trip. So I figure some of it all balances out. It's like when George flew the entire show out to LA for my Gracie Award. And Alan got to go too. He paid for Alan to go. It was so generous. And we're running late because we had to do the morning show. We had to race to the airport. I'm pulling into the parking lot, and me and my cheap self usually will drive around for an hour trying to find a spot. And George passes me in the parking lot. He says, "Go valet, just expense it." And I valet, but I didn't expense it. I mean, it's just like he paid for everything else, right? Yeah, and Alan's like, "You need to expense it."
No, I say you need to expense the big things.
Valet at the airport ain't cheap.
I wouldn't eat $100 Uber to the airport. I wouldn't eat that.
Right. Well,
expense that.
I think it all washes out because I get so much.
But your job is different.
Stuff. Yeah, I get so much great stuff.
Like, you know, when you're working
I'm going to the Florida Keys.
When you're working for a company, they're shipping your butt down to Orlando to stand at a trade show booth for a week.
That's different.
You know,
that's way different.
You're going to expense bottled water when you go buy bottled water.
No, I wouldn't. I would expense my meal that night.
I would, and I did.
But if I ran to the, just get a bottle of water, because I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm just different that way.
Well, I think you'd be different if you worked for a corporation.
Maybe my whole attitude would be different because I'm just so blessed. I get so much stuff.
I can't. But as tight as you are, as thrifty as you are,
but I get a lot of cool
guarantee
stuff.
If you were working for a company, you'd expense everything.
Maybe.
You would.
I'll never know, hopefully. Woo! Lord, I'll never have a sweet as deal as I got going now.
You got that right. Being here with me.
That's it.
It's about as sweet as it gets.
That is it, babe.
Yeah.
Now you are bringing all the show today. You told me to save it. I had some stuff, but I'm going to save it for Florida because we're going to invite, hopefully it all works out, our next podcast. I got sidetracked. I never said. So the next podcast we're going to record in Florida with, fingers crossed, Boss Man George.
Amen.
And JC and Kenzie. A lot of people have been wanting us to have JC and Kenzie on. I'm telling y'all, Kenzie is hysterical. She is one of the funniest people I've ever known. But you put a microphone in her face and she usually clams up.
Yeah.
So we might have to ply her with a little alcohol.
It should be fun.
It'll be fun. We'll get her. But I think we're going to try to get a hold of a guitar. And if you and Boss Man can figure it out, remember, y'all are supposed to sing Johnny Cash.
Oh,
remember we talked about that?
We can do that.
I think Boss Man George is a closeted good singer.
Is he? He's going to put himself out there like that? He is on the down low, though.
Well,
go check out his Instagram, George.Laughlin, if you want to see someone on the down low.
Yeah, he doesn't post anything.
He's posted, in like 3 years, he's posted 3 cups of Starbucks.
That's his bit.
That's his bit, once a year.
Yep.
Yeah. Should we do this podcast at another time when you're not so sleepy?
I just yawn overcame me. It happens sometimes.
Should we do this another time?
I'm fine.
Are you okay? Okay.
The yawn just swept over me and I had to go with it.
Because I noticed you certainly prepared wardrobe-wise for this.
Well, until 3 minutes before you hit the YouTube record live button, I was walking around semi-nude because I've been in the back packing for Florida. And I've got this spray tan on and I'm trying to decide what I'm wearing. So I was trying on bathing suits. I was trying on shorts and stuff. So I was just walking around in my panties. And so I thought, well, maybe what if I recorded the podcast topless? Boy, that would be helpful to the show to get our YouTube subscribers up. That would be very beneficial. But then again,
I say do anything.
I'm like, maybe I should at least put on a shirt. So I put on a shirt, but I ain't wearing pants.
That's pulling back the kimono for sure.
Woo!
Hey.
It's a brown
And you're
too.
especially brown.
Very brown. Well, they put a tanning agent in your spray tan so they can see where they're spraying it. And I got the, unfortunately, it got all over the palms of my hands too this time. So anyway.
Okay.
There's that.
Well, good, babe. Why don't we take a look at a little business and then we'll get into the show content.
Got a couple of sponsors. Let's get to this one. I honest to God love this concept. When I talked to Clutter, the people behind Clutter, I was like, why didn't I think of this? This is like the most brilliant idea ever. And I don't know how they make money with it because of the way it's just too good to be true, but it's true. So we all have all the stuff we need to put in storage, right? You stick it in your storage. It's a pain in the butt. You load it up in your car. The units, sometimes to save money, you don't do the air conditioned units. You're pouring sweat. It's just a nightmare. And if you ever need anything out of storage, you got to drive all the way back up there and dig for it. Nightmare all the way around. This is the genius of Clutter.
Clutter.
Yes. Self-storage where they are on demand. They take the self out of self-storage because they do it all for you. They take all your stuff. They come to your house. They pack it up. They load it off. They put it in a storage unit. They do price matching. So it doesn't cost you anything extra for all that. If you need something out of storage, like let's say it gets to be Christmas time and you need your Christmas tree out of storage. So you go online, everything's inventoried online. You click, I want my Christmas tree out of storage. They will pick it up and bring it to you. It's crazy, right?
Crazy, man.
That's truly
Absolutely
crazy.
Nuts. Yeah.
You can schedule the delivery date online. Clutter gets it to you in 48 hours or less. And you don't pay more for packing. You don't pay more for delivery. It's all included in Clutter's low monthly rate. I'm telling you, this is the most genius thing I've ever heard of.
I wish I had thought of this.
That's exactly what I said when they were talking to me about it. Because when they said you got a new sponsor, I'm like, Clutter, what is it? It's just storage. No, it's not just storage.
No, it's not.
They do it all for you, and it doesn't cost extra. You just pay that monthly fee that you'd be paying to store your stuff anyway. So experience the future of storage, and you're going to wish you thought of it too with Clutter.
Clutter has a great sign-up bonus for our listeners. You're going to get $50 off your first month when you sign up at clutter.com/sandwich. That's on top of Clutter's no hassle moving, online inventory management, free pickup and delivery, and price match guarantee, babe.
Crazy. I don't know how they do it.
See why Clutter is better and get $50 off your first month at clutter.com/sandwich. That's clutter.com/sandwich and enter promo code sandwich at checkout.
No.
All right, babe. I was telling Kelly.
What were you telling me?
Today, I think. I said, man, we've gotten a lot of listener mail.
Huge influx.
Yeah.
Huge influx.
A huge influx. And I told her, I think that's good because that means what we're talking about is resonating with the listener. Yes?
Yes.
Is that radio speak? Or
Resonating.
podcast speak?
I don't know. That's probably marketing.
That's marketing speak. So anyway, we've got a stack of letters and a lot of them are really good. So I thought we would just kind of go through a lot of the mail we've got this week because there's some good stuff in here. So why don't we just start and see what we see?
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay. This one is from big stack right here.
I'm sure they all said it's okay to use their names.
This one's from Kelsey.
Oh, great.
I circled the ones where it's okay to use their name.
Good. I'm sick of Star Wars names.
Well, you're going to get some. I say.
Can we pick another genre, like maybe the names of the characters from Friends?
No. She
like
says.
Monica and Ross or something?
Maybe. Hey, you know what we should do?
Hmm.
We should use the characters from Friends. I think I'm glad I came up with that idea. This one's from Kelsey. Hey, Kelly and Alan.
Hey.
I'm currently listening to the podcast y'all released, and I just got through the belly button ring talk. I had to pause it and give my opinion real quick. I'm 26, grew up in a very strict household with my mom and stepdad who both despise tattoos, so they despise me.
No.
And
they
excessive,
despise the person, they despise the tattoo.
That's not clear here. And excessive piercings.
Excessive.
That being said, excessive could be 2. or
So in
3.
their opinions, yeah.
That being said, my mom allowed me to get my belly button pierced at 14 years old, which is still crazy to me when I think about it. At 10 years old, I was starting to ask if I was started. Let me try this again. I started asking if I could get it pierced. LOL. I was just in love with how it looked. I didn't want to get it to be sexy. I was fascinated with piercings. Of course, my mom would say no, but I would always ask again. I was a great kid, great at sports. I did my research. With my parents' consent, I could get one at 14. We came to the agreement I could have it as long as I kept my grades up during school. When I turned 14, she would take me to get it done. Okay, she reluctantly took me to the shop, did it. So in my opinion, you are not crazy for wanting your daughter to get her belly button pierced, for not wanting your daughter to get her belly button pierced. But I disagree with the part that the intent of a belly button ring is to be sexy.
Well, in her situation, I mean, is she speaking for all?
It's just it's just a fun little piercing. I never showed it off to anyone but a couple of my closest friends. Also, one thing about tattoos, I have a few small ones that I got after I turned 18, despite my parents' opinion of them. When my mom found out, she got mad.
Yeah.
Even at age 25, when I got my last one. Mind you, I'm married. So coming from the daughter's perspective, it would just be nice to have a parent more open-minded.
Not me, closed-minded.
When it comes to piercing and tattoos.
Closed, sealed shut.
What do you think about that, babe?
A big concrete block. Just I poured the concrete on my brain and sealed it. I don't want my daughter having a belly button ring.
You know, I'm kind of with you on that. I don't want my daughter having one either.
Very closed-minded.
Yeah. So,
but it's fine.
Call us closed-minded.
For her, she says it's not a sexual thing, and that's fine. But for me, in my narrow-minded opinion, and I'm not mad at you at all, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, I look at it as a sexy thing. To me, a belly button ring is a sexy thing. And I just don't want my child having one. That's just me. But I'm not mad at you. I hope you're not mad at me. I hope you're not offended at me. I don't want to offend anybody.
Who?
Our lovely listener, wasn't her name Kelsey?
Oh, yeah. Right.
I don't mean to offend.
No, you're not. I don't think you're offending anybody.
But no, I haven't changed my mind.
Hey, I'm with you. As long as the children are in our house, I mean, there's rules I got to abide by.
Yeah.
One of them is no piercings and no tattoos. I don't think that's asking a lot.
If she wants a belly button ring so badly, man, imagine how much she's going to just really appreciate it when she's a grown-ass woman paying her own way and says, you know what? I'm going to go get my belly button pierced because I'm a grown woman who's paying my own rent.
Right.
And has my own car payment. And I don't have to ask my mother for permission. The satisfaction is going to be so sweet.
I waited 45 years to get my first tattoo.
Yeah, you did. And look at you. You're like addicted now.
I
never thought I would date a man. I just wasn't ever like really into a lot of tattoos. But then the older you get, you start it's not really that big of a deal. I don't want you to have them on your face and neck. That's not my favorite look. But I've met some really great people who have big old neck tattoos.
I have a friend who he's fully necked out.
So nice.
Yeah.
So nice. But I don't want my daughter having a neck tattoo.
Well, like we said.
Does that make me closed-minded?
We're beating this into the ground. But like we said, as long as they're here in our house, we have rules. When they're out of our house, hey, hopefully, hopefully we've created or we've influenced some open-minded children too.
No, closed-minded, completely closed-minded.
No, that's not true.
I closed her mind to glitter.
You don't want.
I closed her mind to cigarettes, and I closed her mind to hopefully.
You're joking. You don't want your daughter to be closed-minded. That's not true.
About certain things, I do.
Well, okay. You don't want to raise closed-minded people.
About certain things, I do.
Like what?
Bad things. Be very closed-minded about that. I don't want her doing that stuff.
All right. The next one is from Kristen. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Guess this one is not
for me.
Yeah, I guess it's not for me, Kristen. So
should I read it then?
Yeah, Kelly. It's to Kelly, so Kelly is going to read it. Yeah.
She like Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, the subject is Britney Spears. That's why she knows you don't care.
Right.
Okay.
I care just very little.
No, you don't care at all. Kristen, thank you for writing me. Okay, she says, my high school sweetheart got me hooked on the Kid Friday morning show when I was in high school. Fast forward almost 20 years. The high school sweetheart is no longer around, but I am still a faithful listener to the show and now the podcast. I love you both so good.
Oh, thank you, Kristen.
So there you go.
I take back everything I said.
I've been listening to the show and the podcast, dying to know what you think of the photos Britney Spears says are photoshopped by the paparazzi. I love Britney and I hate seeing her obsess over these photos because she's beautiful. The thing is, I can't tell if they're photoshopped, nor can I really tell if she's smaller in her Instagram photos versus the paparazzi photos. I think it's a combination of bad angles, water weight, non-flattering clothes. Anyway, I have to know your opinion because you're the only one that cares as much as I do about Britney. My husband thinks I'm weird. Thank you. I try to talk about Britney on the podcast and Alan shuts down, but you have given me permission, Kristen. You have given me, there's more. I'm a day behind on the Kid Credit Morning Show podcast. If you already said this, I'm sorry to have bothered you. You've used my name. I already sent an email. Okay. There you go. Well, there's a second page. All right, listen. I don't think the paparazzi necessarily photoshopped these photos. I think you're exactly right. She's on vacation. And she has a very muscular build. She's very athletic. So she's even said that herself. She has a dancer's body. And when she starts working out, she's got real muscular legs. And she's got, there's a certain little thickness to her from all the years of working out constantly. I think she's just, how I love Britney very much. And I think she's troubled. I think she has some obvious mental health issues. And I think she's obsessing. And it really worries me when I see her doing these obsessive workouts, trying to show how skinny she is and to lose 3 pounds. And she's posting all these videos. So I'm worried about her right now.
Can you fill me in on what's happened? Did somebody post an ugly photo of her or something? She was
on vacation with her boyfriend.
Okay.
And she was just jumping off the boat and stuff, and paparazzi were taking photos of her. And she said she accused them of photoshopping them to make her
she accused them.
To make her look about 30 or 40 pounds heavier. I forget the number. I think she said 40. But they're, when you go on vacation, you eat a little more, you're a little bloated, and you don't always get the best angles, but she's jumping off the boat and she's living her best life. But yeah, I don't think they were photoshopped. But then you see her when she looks at the camera and she's talking and there's almost like this franticness to the way she's speaking. I'm just really worried about her. And I'm not trying to be funny. I am really worried about her. My heart. Britney is my heart.
Well,
I'm convinced we're related.
I hope she's okay.
Because my grandmother's name was Lou Emma Spears.
Do you still have your Britney Spears bobblehead?
I do.
Oh, not bobblehead. What's it called? The pop. Bobblehead. The pop doll. Pop. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't comment because I haven't seen said photos. Does she look like a tub or something? Or
no, she just looks like, it's not a very flattering angle. And then the poor thing, the next day she posts a photo where you can see she's obviously sucking her tummy in as hard as she can. And it's like, well,
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
It is hard. She's in the public eye and people judge her so much.
They can't win.
And it's on a different level than we have. We post a picture on our Instagram and you might have, 20 or 30 people see it. She's exposed internationally, and it's just done a number on her head.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her. Oh, Kristen, we could do a whole separate podcast about our love for Britney Spears. I don't know how big of a following we'd have. Maybe huge.
Huge. All right, next one. This one is from Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
Subject, Father's Day podcast. Alan.
Oh, I'll sit back and let you handle this.
Thank you. As a father of one, we have a father that listens to us. That's in the minority. It is. I mean, it's a fact. It's in the
women listen.
More women listen to our podcast than men.
Well, they are attracted to your lewdness. The men.
No, they're not.
Bet they are.
I bet the women are.
I bet some of them are.
All right. Alan, as a father of one, with one on the way, I am in complete agreement with you regarding gender reveals. It absolutely bothers me when parents have to know. It's easy to pick gender-neutral colors and paint the nursery. And guess what? They have gender-neutral clothing options for the first few days the kiddo is on the outside.
No fun.
Amazon Prime takes care of the rest, as you can order gender-specific clothes on the same day the baby is born, and clothes will likely be waiting for you when you get home. The final non-issue is that the must-knowers use is names. I'm fairly certain that the baby is going to be either a boy or a girl, so have one name for each gender picked out, and abracabooyah, problem solved.
Nope.
I usually figure that other listeners write in with similar opinions to mine, but on this one, I had to share my thoughts. Had to share my thoughts. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm drinking root beer.
I know, I saw that. I had a skinny margarita at lunch because I was already in vacation mode.
I had to share my thoughts and give you my support. My man, Taylor.
That's fine, Taylor. I do not agree with you. You drive me crazy.
Mhm.
If I had to wait 40 weeks, although I delivered at 38 and a half, I believe it was, I would just have gone nuts. I would have to know. Now, my friend Deontay, I used to get so mad at her, like, find out what that damn baby is. She wouldn't find out either. I have to know. I just can't. I can't stand it. I just have to know. And like I said, I was just as surprised at that gender, the sonogram reveal. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I guess it's a good thing we never had a baby together. There would have been war.
No, there wouldn't. I just wouldn't find out.
Would you let me find out?
If you wanted to
But
spoil the
then-
surprise, sure.
Then how could I tell everybody else and decorate?
You
You'd
wouldn't.
see.
You wouldn't. Because they don't need to know.
But I
The
would
only
be,
people that really
I
need
would
to
be buying
know.
clothes and stuff for the baby, and you would be
See,
like,
that
"Oh,
doesn't-
great!"
None of that matters.
But you would see.
But none of that even matters until the baby comes home.
I know, but you would see what I'm buying ahead of time because I would know.
But
when
you
would.
don't. My point is, you don't have to buy ahead of time if you just don't find out.
I can't, but I want to.
Okay. The next one is from Alyssa.
Hey, Alyssa.
Ask Alan, and in parentheses, and Kelly, anything. I love you, Alan and Kelly. First question. How do y'all split up custody with your exes? I'm just curious. Are Alan's kids with y'all full time? Question 2. Kelly, please answer. What plastic surgery did you have done in your mommy makeover? And how old was Emma Kelly when you did it? Do you recommend it or regret it? Again, I love listening to y'all every week, every day for Kelly, and watching on YouTube sometimes. One of your #1 fans. Why don't you do your question first, and then I'll do the other one.
Okay, so I had a mommy makeover. I think Emma Kelly was about 2. That sounds about right. 2, yeah. So what happened for me was I was a divorcee and I was dating and I wanted to look good. And so I started doing Pilates because that was the thing that I noticed I got the best results. I was long, I was lean, I lost all this weight, but I still had this flap of loose skin that was above my belly button, like across my, what do you call that part? Is that the abs?
Like your abdomen?
Above my belly button.
Above your belly
Above
button?
my belly
It's just
button.
like your stomach
I had a
area.
flap
I
of
don't know.
skin
Your
that hung
torso.
down basically on my torso,
Yeah.
my torso. And I went to my Pilates instructor. She said, that's just loose skin. That's as good as it's going to get. I went to my dear friend who happened to be a plastic surgeon. He said, that's as good as it's going to get. Now, he said he could do a tummy tuck for me. And my boobs, even though if I like small boobs, I think they're beautiful. And I actually think they make you look really good in clothes. But when I was naked, they were an odd, deflated looking shape. My mother didn't even believe I needed a boob job until I showed her the before pictures before my surgery. And she's like, oh, you did. So I had the tummy tuck and I had a boob job. And at the tummy tuck is really painful. I'm not going to lie. It's awful. It's horrible. But you're basically, when you get out, you can't stand up straight.
Like
because,
the post procedure is like you
yeah,
feel it pulling or something?
Yes,
or?
it's
Ouch.
horrible. You're in a doubled over position and you're going to lie with your, like in a V for days.
Oh,
and you get your tailbone will hurt. Like it's like this bed soreness.
your coccyx?
Like you can't explain. It hurts so bad.
Your coccyx?
I guess, honey, whatever your gut bone is, your skin around it, it hurts so bad. You cannot move. And you have to just eat the painkiller, stay on top of the pain. And then eventually you start to stand up and it just pulls. And you're like, I'm never going to be able to stand up straight again. What have I done? And eventually you do. Now, the thing is, you're left with a hip-to-hip scar. Now you have to decide if it's worth it to you. Thankfully, high-waisted bikinis are in. And the only people that'll probably be exposed to seeing your scar, unless you want to show it to other people, would be your husband and your gynecologist. So they're going to see it. Or the lady that does your spray tans.
Sometimes your husband is your gynecologist.
Or the lady that does my waxing. But I will tell you this, everybody that's seen my scar that's in the professions, like that do the personal grooming, like waxing and spray tanning, they've all told me the same thing. You've got a beautiful scar. Okay, that's great. I love hearing that, but it's still a hip to hip scar. So if you can live with that, that's awesome, because when you gain weight after a tummy tuck, your stomach stays flat. You still get bigger, but your stomach stays flat. So that's a bonus. The boobs, I wanted a full C, because I thought my plastic surgeon and I discussed it, and they let you wear like these implants you put in your bra to kind of give you the idea of what you're going to look like with the implant. And he thought for my height, my weight, that it balanced out with a full C. Okay.
No, wait a second. You told me you were a F at one time.
If you would let me tell my story.
Well, I want to get to the good stuff.
So he does my boob job, and they are gigantic. But the swelling goes down. So I go finally after the swelling goes down, and I'm going to go to Nordstrom because I'm going to get fitted for I have to get a whole new bra wardrobe. And the woman comes into me, and I said, I'm probably going to be a full C. She goes, no, you're not. She said, I can look at you and tell you're about an F. No, I'm not. No, I'm not an F. She went and measured me. I was a double D F.
Double D F.
Horrified.
Why were you horrified?
They're too big. So I got all this beautiful bras, but I'm walking around and my boobs were so big. And every picture of me is usually waist up, and all you can see were big boobs and my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
thought, make you look heavier?
It made me look so heavy. I lived with them for 2 years, and I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And I went into my girlfriend's office, Carolyn. She was the HR person at the time. And I just went to her and I said, oh, I'm just so miserable with these boobs. She goes, well, do something about it. I said, okay. So I got back up. I called my plastic surgeon. I said, I'm not happy with the size of these boobs. I want to go down. He said, okay, come on in. It was that easy. So what we did, this might be way too much information. We could probably do a whole show on plastic.
It's a lot of information.
Well, we could do a whole show on plastic surgery because I think people are interested. So what I did was I went back, and he put in a smaller implant. I think the first ones I had were like 350s. My girlfriend, let me just tell you this, has 350s, and she's a full C. But because of the way my body cavity was, 350s in me made me a double DF. So it wasn't that my plastic surgeon was pulling a fast one on me. It's the way my body accepted that size. So he carved out, this sounds gross, a lot more of my natural breast tissue and put in 275s. And I got the C that I wanted. And apparently, the less natural breast tissue and the more implant you get, the more natural it looks. Can you tell by looking and feeling that I have implants? Have you ever really noticed?
Can I tell by looking and feeling that you have implants?
Tell as a
Okay,
man?
let me answer this. Let me try to answer this honestly and truthfully. I think when we first met, I didn't know. They look natural.
Well, I didn't let you feel them.
Well, yeah, but just looking. Sometimes you can look at a woman and you're like, oh my God, yeah. But no, I looked at you and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know until I felt later.
What can you feel?
Later the first night, first date.
First date, yeah. I was real easy. Here I'm judging people with belly button rings, and we were feeling breasts on the first night. He's joking, and as am I. But anyway, I love my plastic surgeon. I recommend him all the time. If anybody wants to have his name, he is known for his boobs. He is known for his boobs. And I recommend him a lot. And a lot of my friends have had him done. The tummy tuck, he did a great job. Everybody that's seen the scar says it's great. But you got to be willing to live with the hip scar.
Maybe I should go to him when I get the lifestyle lift.
He does facelifts too.
Because when I'm 60, I'm going to need the lifestyle lift, right?
You'd be a good candidate for it.
Why do you say that?
Because of the shape of your jaw. I'm not saying you need it, but like I know somebody that went to him, but they had their shape of the neck was not conducive to a lift. But your shape is conducive to that.
No, I don't think I need it now, do I?
No.
Okay. The second part of the question, how do y'all split up custody? Well, my kids in Texas, we have what's called the expanded standard possession schedule.
That sounds boring.
Yeah, you can look that up. But basically, we have them every first, third, and fifth weekends of the month. Weekends start on Fridays. They end on Mondays. And then we have them during the school year, we have them every Thursday. So that's how it works. And then in the summer, it's totally different. In the summer, me and their mother, we kind of work together as best we can to split up the time.
But you have a set number of days.
I have a set number of days. We have them in the summer so we can take vacations, so they can go on vacations with their mother, and it works out pretty well. But,
yeah, and I had the standard visitation first, third, and fifth with Emma Kelly's father. But what happens if we stick to that schedule? Your kids and my kid would never see each other. our kids would never see each other. So I got him, and you can do, I mean, that's what the court tells you to do. And that's what you have if you have a situation where we're sticking by the letter of the law because we can't get along and figure this out like sane adults. But thankfully, I asked him, I said, could you switch to the 2nd and 4th week so the kids can be on the same visitation schedule? He said, yes, as long as I don't lose my 5th weekend. And not every month has a 5th weekend, but he said, when it happens, I'd like to have her on the 5th. So now Freddie gets her the 2nd, 4th, and 5th weekends.
Yeah.
And we don't typically, and when he travels a lot for work. So we do that same thing Thursday night as well, but he's gone so much for work that that's not really been an issue.
Yeah.
But that's standard. That's
the
thing. It's just in writing, and it's usually for people who are newly divorced and they're angry and they're still trying to figure it out, and you don't want to have your time screwed and you're sticking it to the other person, blah, blah, blah. But when you're not mad, you just do what works for everybody, right?
Well, I disagree with Kelly on that a little bit. It's not to keep people from really screwing each other. It's so that a lot of times the dad is the guy who gets screwed.
Exactly.
It's so that he can have a
That's
chance.
what I just said.
It's so that he can have a chance at having a relationship with his children.
Exactly.
Because a lot of women, let's be real, a lot of women will take advantage of the dad a lot of times.
So you're agreeing with me?
Well, you're saying that couples have these possession schedules because they're going to screw each other.
When you're mad and angry, you need that letter of the law because you're too, if you just left it up to me, it's like, oh, well, he's got something this weekend. I've already, the child, you could use that against the other parent. That's why you need it all spelled out in the divorce papers.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're amicable relationship and every once in a while, it's like, oh, it's his turn for visitation, but she has a sleepover, you just figure it out. You switch weekends or whatever.
Yeah. But
sometimes when it's too heated, you have to go by what the divorce paper spells out or somebody gets screwed.
Yeah, I guess we're saying the same thing, just two different ways. To me, the schedule is there so I can have a consistent relationship with the children.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me feeling like I'm going to get screwed. It's put in place by the state of Texas so the dad can have a relationship.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So
yeah.
I want those days because that's my chance to have a relationship with the kids. Yeah. Okay, so that's that.
But you do know is the longer you're divorced that you're more agreeable to switching things around,
Yeah, and we do.
Right.
I mean, from the beginning we've had to switch things around.
Right.
But you always have, as a dad, I always have that schedule to fall back on.
That's right. It's the law.
This one is from Britney. Is this another one from Britney? No, we were talking about Britney. Subject is hilarious. Was listening to some old school Kid Nation before Kid passed, and on May 28th, 2013, y'all are talking about The Bachelorette, Dez's season.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys talk about magicians.
Yes.
And basically how no woman wants one.
Yeah.
LOL. I just thought it was funny, and now that you're married to one.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Love you guys.
Yeah, that came up, and I forgot I'd even said that. I was like, I said that?
Hey.
I've said a lot on the radio in 25 years.
You know
I can't remember every word that comes out of my mouth. But I do remember there must have been like some cheesy magician. And I'm like, oh gosh, how embarrassing to be with a magician.
You know what? People can hate on magicians all they want.
And they do.
That's fine. It's all in the presentation.
But who's your biggest fan?
Well, you are now. Finally.
Okay.
Took a while.
But I did say that.
No, I had some, when I was
dating. And also said I wouldn't date a guy with tattoos, and look at you.
When I was dating, I had some people that absolutely loved it. And that's all they wanted to see and do. And then I had some people.
Do they say make it disappear again?
Yeah, exactly. And then reappear and disappear and reappear. And then I had some people who were like, no, this ain't going to work for me. Like, I don't know.
They checked out.
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing right now, but I don't, I'm out.
And you never saw him again? Well, see, that was sort of my initial response. Arms folded, like, what the hell is going on right now? I'm dying of embarrassment.
Yeah.
But I stuck around.
Okay.
You were so cute.
Thank you, babe. Appreciate that. This one's a little long, so we'll try to paraphrase here. This is from Christy. Christy's subject, Father's Day podcast. Hey, Alan and Kelly.
Hey.
I just listened to the Father's Day podcast, and I wanted to send you some encouragement. I know sometimes you both say, I can't believe I just shared that. Well, it's usually Kelly talking about me. And you may second guess yourself from time to time. I do every day. Well, just know that your raw honesty and transparency is refreshing, and you just never know that what your words are doing for people. Why am I having such a hard time?
I don't know, because you're trying to Just read it. It's fine. Just
Well, I have.
you're getting ahead of yourself.
No, I don't think that's it. I had too much caffeine. I've had
Do you want me to read it?
3 cups of coffee today. No, I can read. Thank you.
I'm just offering to take over.
I know. You were both sharing about the failures we all feel as parents, and we all do it, from not having the energy to play or swim, or not really wanting to traipse through the woods looking for our knight in shining armor.
Oh, that commercial drives me nuts.
But just like you mentioned, Kelly, look back at your childhood and you don't see things that your mom did or didn't do as failures. You love her. I too believe that. So now to what your words did for me personally. I lost my only daughter, Lacey, and now my only unborn grandbaby in July of 2016. Fertility and PCOS is part of the cause.
Oh, sorry.
As you can imagine, I vacillate back and forth on my failures as a mom and things I wish I could have done differently. I know deep down that I did the best I could, and man, did Lacey live a life worth shouting about. So I couldn't have been that bad, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I was having such a hard time and spinning downward with my own perceived failures and wondering if she truly knew I did the best I could. And I could have possibly done more to stop this tragedy from happening to our family. I try not to ask this much of God, but I did on this occasion. And I asked God and Lacey to send some kind of sign for me so I could get some peace. Lo and behold, on your podcast, you and Alan both said things I needed to hear.
No.
That's tough.
God is so good, and I love it when he works through us and we don't even know it.
And then as I was listening, I promised I could hear my daughter's voice in my heart. See, Mom, you're not alone, and I know how much you did for me.
That's so great.
Man. So please keep doing what you're doing. I live a life of transparency, and I appreciate you and Alan and all you do. You bring a depth to radio and podcast, humor, and shenanigans help too. So thank you, and keep being you. So say it, whatever it is, Chris. That's a nice
So
letter. That's
sweet.
very, very nice.
Yeah, this year has been really made evident to me when people share stuff like that, like I've said before, we just talk nonsense, talk about pooping at KFC. I mean, how is that helping anybody's day? And then you hear from people that say, you distracted me. You know, that story distracted me from all this other stuff going on in my life, or we said something about our failures as a parent that somebody can relate to.
Well,
and that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry for your loss. I
that's
can't even
really awful.
I can't even begin to imagine.
I'm glad we helped in some little way, but
God is good, and
Yeah.
you know, we don't always understand, but
you know,
have you ever asked for a sign and it's like you get one, or sometimes you ask for a sign and you don't get one. It's like, come on. Well, I don't know. I don't understand God all the time. We're not supposed to, are we?
But you know, I think what we do, and hopefully it is helpful, is we talk about real life, and that could be a problem I'm having with my teenage daughter, or Emma Kelly coming to you and wanting a belly button ring, or me having a gastrointestinal flare up in KFC. I mean, this stuff happens to us. This is what we live. This is our life. We talk about our life, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes life sucks, you know, and that's life, and we live it, and that's what we talk about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't make any of this stuff up. So I really do hope that whatever we're saying,
Boy.
it's helping.
We should try making some of it up.
Yeah, some of
Might
it
make
up.
for a better podcast.
Yeah. Could be your dad talking to me about, have I ever heard of Hustler magazine?
Have you ever subscribed to it?
Have I ever subscribed?
Maybe not subscribed. Have you ever bought a Hustler?
No.
You've bought a Playboy.
I can answer that truthfully. I have never bought a Hustler.
But you've bought a Playboy?
I know I've never bought a Playboy.
But that doesn't mean you haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Like college guys pass them around. And
Yeah.
stuff.
You didn't ask if I've perused the pages.
No, I know you have.
In fact, I had a friend.
I never have asked you that, but I'm pretty confident. I mean,
I knew this dude when I was at Tech in the dorms. You walked into his room. His entire walls and ceiling was like wallpaper, were Playboy centerfolds. The entire room.
and that's okay.
Well, yeah.
That's not against any kind of rules.
No? What rule?
I don't know. I would think as a college, like they would have rules about that.
What?
Blatant.
Showing nude women on your wall?
Yeah.
In an all guys dorm?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Everyone seemed to be okay with it.
We couldn't do that at Liberty University.
Everyone seemed to be just fine.
Jerry Falwell wouldn't have tolerated that.
No. Okay, this one is from, I'm changing the name on this one. This was from Gwen S.
Gwen Stefani?
You catch on quick, babe. Gwen S. says, I love my husband with all my heart. We've been together since 2012, married since July 4th, 2015.
Oh, July 4th.
I have 3 daughters aged 17, 13, and 10. They live with their father, but with us on school holidays. He has a son, 16, and a daughter, 11. You following all this?
Not really. Okay, there's a second marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So there's previous children from both relationships.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Okay.
His daughter and my 13-year-old are old souls. His son moved in with us 2 years ago. I love his kids and treat them as I do mine. So it sounds like, okay, this is her second husband's kids. Okay, I'm with her. Things are really bad. I'm about to the point of just packing my stuff and telling my husband to either get his son together or I'm done. His son thinks he doesn't have to listen to anything I ask of him. It isn't just respect, take out the trash, and ask before he makes plans or goes anywhere. It isn't much, just respect, take out the trash. And
that's what she's expecting.
That's what she's expecting. I think he needs more chores besides trash, but whatever. He shows me no respect and even told me he doesn't have to ask me anything or listen to what I say because I don't matter.
Oh.
That he only needs to tell his dad, not ask. And I'm home way more before his dad. I'm home way more than his dad. I've tried to take his phone before for punishment. And he told me that he doesn't have to give it to me because his mom said so.
Oh.
Hubby said, well, she pays for it.
Oh.
Remember, he lives with us. If I call or text him, it's to ask a question. He always says he never gets my calls because the iPhone will only accept iPhone calls, which is BS.
That's lying.
But if he needs or wants something, he expects me to jump. This is only a little bit. I'm so broken. I hate coming home. I'm tired of the mental abuse. Hubby always turns it around as it's my fault because the kid supposedly has ADHD but refuses to take his meds and his dad won't make him. Please, please help me before I do or say something I regret. I am you got a lot of moving parts here, but
sorry.
This one, I know what the crux of the issue is. You want to go?
You can do it I'm sorry because if your husband's not backing you up, you are screwed.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm saying it. I want to say the bad word because if your husband's not backing you up, you are alone, and that sucks. And it's not fair, and it's not right. And what do? Do you just do nothing and try to preserve your sanity as best as you can and let this little 14-year-old punk and his bad example of a father railroad you like that? That's awful. That's awful. You give your opinion.
No,
I don't know what to do about it other than to take a stand and say things are going to change or I am out the door. How can you live like that?
Well, this is definitely, you hear this, his dad, my kids, when he's with us. This isn't, step parents should get the same respect from the children as do the biological parents, in my opinion.
Yes,
the same respect. This is about respect.
Right.
This isn't about his son, my son, in my opinion.
And she's not getting any help from the ex-wife or the ex-mom, or the husband.
Okay.
So you are doubly screwed.
She may not from the other parents, and people do, but from her husband,
oh, that's bad.
She needs help getting respect from this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the kid is just doing what he's getting away with because his dad says so. His dad needs to nut up, grow a pair, and get on the same page as his wife.
But here's the thing, Alan. The dad's not writing us, and he's not listening to this podcast. She is. So tell her what we're all telling her that's what he should do.
Well,
he's not doing it.
I know.
I wouldn't be home with that 14-year-old kid. If I was going to be home with him and it's just us and he's not listening to me, I would suddenly find myself somewhere else to be. I would just find myself somewhere else to be.
Yeah.
I would find a part-time job. I would be volunteering. I would be going to a workout class or something. You let that be your husband's problem and the ex's problem. Let him be the problem. If you're getting no help and no support, now it's about self-preservation.
Yeah. What you need to do, in my opinion, you need to go to your husband and in as a nice, loving way as you can, and talk to him about this issue, because this is a huge issue. It's not going to get fixed until you two are on the same page with this boy. Okay. It ain't going to get fixed. You two got to be singing the same song to this kid, or he's just going to keep doing whatever he's doing.
But he's not. She's already been to him.
Well,
so I mean, that's what, if you try that, go to your husband one more time and tell him, I am broken. This is breaking me. And I can't keep doing this. And it's not fair. It's not right. If he does not hear you, then you've got to go into self-preservation mode.
Yeah. That's one of the big things that'll kill a relationship, along with, we've named them before, in my opinion. You've got kids, money, sex, religion, discipline. Those kind of things are those big, big issues that will kill a relationship if you're not on the same page. This is killing this relationship, and it'll kill this relationship if they don't get on the same page.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's easy for me to say this is what's happening. It's a lot harder to solve it.
I am sorry that you're in that position, honey. I am so sorry, because sometimes it's just not an easy answer. And it's made, and here I am telling you what you do this, you go get, it might not be that easy for you just to leave the home when that brat is there. But my goodness, you have to keep showing, no matter how hard it is for you, also you are the adult. No, okay, that was my gut instinct flare-up reaction. It's not fair. Here's my more calmed, reasonable reaction now. You still have to show that 14-year-old a level of love, because he's still, he's obviously an angry child who is really upset that his parents aren't together. That's just a fact. A lot of kids handle it differently. Apparently, I'm assuming that's what's going on. And you're the enemy for whatever reason, but you're still the adult. So always treat him with love. Speak to him with love. You can tell him to do something without raising your voice and do it with an anger. You tell him what you expect of him. He doesn't do it. Your husband's not supporting you. Self-preservation mode.
Blended families have a lot of different dynamics in them than, the conventional family. But if I were to boil this down to 3 items on a cheat sheet, to me, one, for everything to kind of work harmoniously as it can, one, the parents have to be on the same page. That's one, and we've talked about that. 2, each parent needs to encourage their kids to have respect and encourage a relationship with the step parent, and vice versa. The step parent should be trying to encourage a relationship with his or her stepchildren. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then number 3, and we've talked about this before on other podcasts, I think that all the children should be treated the same way when it comes to the discipline and the message that they're getting from the parents. Now, as Kelly and I have said on other podcasts, though, when it comes to heavy discipline, the biological parent will always probably be the one to kind of take the lead on that. But if I'm telling my kids one thing to do in the house, and Kelly's telling Emma Kelly something a little bit different to do in the house, the children get confused. It's like, okay, somebody's telling me I can do this, but she's doing it, and that causes a lot of confusion. But if they see that Kelly and I are saying, this is the deal, and all 4 of y'all need to do this, it makes it a lot easier for everybody.
Yeah, but if you've got a husband or a wife that's not supporting
that's number 1.
So this is the whole thing. Your husband can fix this.
Yes.
Your husband alone can fix this by telling his son, hopefully in front of you, you respect her. She loves you, and you're probably like, I'm questioning if I'm loving this kid. He's so difficult. But that she's your stepmother, and you've got to show her respect. And if your husband's not willing to stand up for you, it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
How do you get him to do that? You go to him and just share your tears and share your hurt and share your pain. And if he doesn't respect you enough to stand up for you to his son, what's a marriage without respect? It's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. I believe that'll kill that relationship if you don't get that solved. I mean,
I went real heavy.
All
and
right.
I probably gave horrible advice. And so if anybody's listening and you have a different opinion, or if you've been in this situation and you did something that worked, please write us and let us know. I'll be happy to readdress this, because I would love to give her some really I would love, but like the other lady that wrote us, if you hear us say something, you're like, you know what, Kelly, Alan, I was in that same situation where I had a step kid and it was going downhill fast. This is what worked. So please share those ideas with us, and we'll gladly share them in a future podcast.
Okay, why don't we do that, and then we have a few more letters, and then we're going to bring it home for Jerome.
You probably feel like you need a drink after that, right? Well, what if you want to go sit outside on the patio with your drink?
I know what I'm taking.
But it's too hot outside. It's, the minute you get out there with your ice cold beverage, that heat and humidity ruins it. The ice melts, your drinks gets watered down. We learned that the hard way the last time we went to Mexico. We'd order a drink. By the time it got back to us on the beach, it was so nasty I couldn't drink it. It was all watered down. Well, you know what? There was one guy who realized this was a huge problem. So he decided to do something about it. And he created Brewmate.
Love Brewmate.
Brewmate drinkware. Dylan's the one we have to thank for this. Brewmate's mission is to shake up the beverage industry for the better. They have insulated drinkware designed to keep your favorite beverages ice cold all day long. And it doesn't matter whether you're a beer drinker, if you like wine, if you like champagne. They have the right insulated cooling device for your beverage. So you can drink it outside and it keeps it cool forever. Alan ordered his in a black matte finish because it's really masculine.
Very masculine.
I got a really beautiful pearlized mint. And this, I was just reading some of the new ones they have. They have, this one person said they went on a picnic with Brewmate's Wine-Solator and also the uncorked wine glass. Now, I gave as a gift to my girlfriend the insulated wine bottle so she can take her wine out by the pool with her girlfriends, a couple of insulated wine glasses. They can sit out there and drink and their wine stays the right cold temperature. They just added these new insulated champagne glasses, Alan. The champagne flute. It fits 12 ounces of your favorite bubbly.
Woo.
It features a drink-through flip top that holds in the carbonation so it keeps the bubbles and it keeps it cold up to 5 times longer than the competition. Because you see all these little knockoff brands, they're not as good as the Brewmate brand. That's what you need to order if you want to keep your beverage icy cold longer and looks good too. And we're going to be taking ours with us to Mexico.
And you know what sucks the worst of anything I can think of?
What?
Warm alcohol.
Ugh.
Yeah. Who wants
But
to
thanks
drink?
to Brewmate, you don't have to have
You
that.
don't have to drink warm alcohol. So chill out with your favorite drinks all day long with Brewmate. Visit brewmate.com and add code SANDWICH to get 15% off your first order. That's 15% off your first order when you go to brumate.com and add code SANDWICH.
They have them for beer bottles. They have them shaped. It's so cool. You need to go check out the website. You'll be really impressed with what you see at Brewmate.
All right, babe. We have a couple more listener mails here, and then we need to be brief with these.
Okay.
We can't go on and on.
Well, I've got a pack. So let's get going.
Well, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry that your time is more valuable than our podcast listeners' time.
I got things to do. Let's wrap it up.
All right. This one's from Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
TikTok. You mentioned that your daughter watched influencers online. I am a Christian mom with 2 daughters, and I would love to know whether you have banned YouTube and IG at home. I know they will eventually hear about, quote, bad things, but I am stunned by the things on TikTok videos and similar sites.
Well, that's where McKelly got the idea for the belly button ring, was from a TikTok video.
You know, that's where she also told us she saw somebody underage drinking.
Yeah. Somebody that allowed them.
I was very surprised about. I didn't know that stuff goes on that TikTok.
Well, yeah, what they're doing is TikTok is supposed to be for music videos, and they probably are singing a song about drinking, and so they do stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's illegal.
Well, yeah, and somebody could turn them in. And there's also child predators out there you have to worry about. There's all sorts of, but there is an app that I keep saying, I'm the worst. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I never get around to doing it. And okay, let me just tell you about my experience. I remember, I'll be brief. I remember very vividly my father, one day I was in my bedroom and I was doing nothing, and I was such a good kid. I didn't do anything. I was a strict rule follower. I didn't sneak drinks. I didn't run around with boys, because basically boys didn't run around with me. But I remember one day my father came into my room and he started going through my closet, and he started going through just my stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Like a shakedown?
Yeah.
Like at the Sac County Jail, he was doing a shakedown.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. It's like, my dad doesn't trust me, and I am a good kid. I truly did. I would tell you the stories about my past, because what does it matter now? I'm a 52-year-old woman. I didn't do anything. And my father came in my room, and I sat there while he went through my closet looking for my stuff. And I felt it was so hurtful. So for me, I've always operated with Emma Kelly where I trust you until you give me reason not to trust you. And I've been really lucky. Emma Kelly police, granted, she's 12 and things are going to start changing. And I can see her sometimes when she sees a video and she'll look at me and she'll be like, and I'll see her delete it because she still self-polices. The other day, she had a friend tell her.
Is a self-policing 12-year-old
I
an
know.
oxymoron?
I don't know what that means.
Like jumbo shrimp.
Yeah. But I've been lucky to this point. Like the other day, she came to me and she said, a friend of mine told me that Orange is the New Black. It's a really good show. And I watched the first episode. And
gosh.
Yeah. And
she watched the first episode?
I said, and you're not watching another one, right? And she said, no, but she wanted me to know that she had done it because a friend told her to watch it and she, another kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what's going on. So there is an app you can get, and I need to install this because basically it monitors what your kid's doing. But like I said, I try to show her because so far she has been self-policing and it's been really good. Where is that stupid app?
Okay, while Kelly's looking.
While you're looking for that,
Kelly's looking for that.
Phone.
My boys and Brooke too. Brooke's a big Netflix girl. The boys are on YouTube a lot. They love watching Fortnite videos. That's what they do on YouTube. Okay, they don't have Instagram. Cole has my old phone, so he and Dylan use that to watch Fortnite videos. Now, I know that when you're on YouTube, you can easily stumble upon stuff that you're not supposed to see. So I won't say that I am always over their shoulder, but every time they get on the phone, I'm keeping an eye out and listening for any bad stuff. Mm-hmm. I haven't installed anything, but for me, for the boys, Cole is at that age where I don't think he can self-police, so I kind of need to be involved in what he's looking at and what he's listening to. Dylan definitely cannot self-police. Brooke, I'm kind of like Kelly said with Emma Kelly. I let Brooke, who's 14 now, she pretty much has free reign on her phone, and I know she watches some shows that they're a little more mature, she's a big Stranger Things fan.
Yeah.
So
and see, but a lot of parents are okay with their kids watching things like that. And some, it's your house, your rules. But this is the app. It's called Safer Kid. And I have the app on my phone. I just have not installed it.
Hashtag not an ad.
No, it's not. But it's Safer Kid. I Googled it really quick so I could explain it. Safer Kid monitors phones and tablets to ensure kids are not downloading any of the over 200,000 unsafe apps. If we find one, we send an alert, a detailed report, and ways to discuss it with your child. And so that's one of them. Another one I had downloaded that my friend uses is called Our Pact. So there are apps you can use to monitor your child's phone. My girlfriend here's the Our Pact. It says best parental control app and family locator. It's much more than a parental control app. It's the catch-all family locator and screen time management solution you've been waiting for. So my daughter spends way too much time on her phone, and my girlfriend has it where she can shut her kids' phones down at a certain time every night. Or she can set it up where they only have 2 hours of screen time they can use a day, and it's up to them to decide how they use it. They can use 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, an hour here until their time's up and then it's gone. So there's 2 options for you. I have other parents that have recommended those to me. So the one is called Our Pact, and the other one is called Safer Kid. And you can monitor what they're doing. But again, I like to trust them. And this could bite me in the butt. But like I said, I trust her until she gives me reason not to.
Yeah, I'm speaking for the boys again, but for the boys, they're not old enough to self-police. So like I said, I'll listen, I'll watch, and I have even taken the phone and looked through the history too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and
you have the right to do that.
Yeah, and I haven't seen anything other than a bunch of Fortnite videos. But they can stumble on stuff, and I know that can happen.
Yeah.
But fortunately, that hasn't happened. But we need to we need to get these.
I know we do.
Loaded.
I remember one time I was in the kitchen, I was doing dishes, and I heard my daughter. She was probably I'm guessing 6, 7, 8 years old. And okay, I know when it was. It was in 2013 because Kid had just died. And I remember I told this story on the radio. Kid had just died. So that was 6 years ago. So she was 6. So I'm in the kitchen doing dishes and I hear screaming. And she comes around the corner and she's holding the iPad and she's screaming. And I'm thinking she's being electrocuted by the iPad because the way she's holding it and shaking and screaming. But she had heard, she liked music and she liked this song and it was an unedited version and it said the word SHIT. And she heard it. It upset her so badly that she heard a cuss word. She was screaming. So that's how. See, but every kid's different.
Mm-hmm.
So my child freaks out, police herself, but not all kids are the same. You know your kid.
Some kids say shit.
Yeah, you know what your kid, if your kid, one kid can be completely like, they're not doing anything. They're not watching dirty stuff. The other kid, you go like, I'm on that one.
All right.
I'm not a great parent. I'll be honest.
You're a great parent. All right.
Not in all areas.
We are going to bring it home for Jerome with this last one. This is from Kristen. Kristen sent us another letter. I think we started the show with Kristen. She says, subject is pair stealing computers from patrons at coffee shops.
What?
Hi, Alan. First off, I love the podcast. I've watched and listened to every episode.
Thanks.
And that's your very best customer right there. You two make me laugh. I love you both so good. Second, I was emailing you to tell you about a pair stealing laptops from people in coffee shops in the DFW area.
Oh.
I know you frequent Starbucks a lot, and I wanted you to be on the lookout. And she sends us a link of thieves stealing laptops in Starbucks. So she says, please be safe. It's at www.dallasnews.com, and you can search for pair stealing laptops.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. It shocks me when I go to a Starbucks sometimes. People get so comfortable there. They'll leave their laptops and their phones out, and they'll get up and go to the bathroom. And I'm like, they're very trustworthy. Have you seen that? Well, people just get up. I'll see a man go outside and he'll be on his phone because he's got a real top. You got to talk on this conversation. But he'll get up and go outside, not even looking what's going on, and he's got his laptop sitting right there.
I won't say that I've never done that. But what I usually do is I try to find somebody that looks somewhat trustworthy, unlike me, and say, hey, I'm going to run to the restroom. Can you just watch this stuff for like 2 seconds? But, what if somebody ran by and grabbed my laptop and that person is sitting there?
Like,
what are they going to do? I mean, they're not going
worth my life.
Yeah, they're not going to chase the person down and tackle them.
No.
Right? So, but man, isn't that such a beating that in today's world, if you got to go to the bathroom in a coffee shop, you got to pack up all your crap and put it in your backpack and go to the restroom.
And ladies, you got to be really careful too when you're at a restaurant. You know how you hang your purse on the back of your chair. Don't do that because people can just reach right in. There was a huge pickpocket thing that was going on up here in Plano a while back, where people were hanging their purses on the back of the chair. Somebody they sit really close to you and they kind of bump into you. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. They got your wallet, and you don't know until you're getting ready to leave. So that's why I don't hang my purse on the back of chairs, babe.
I hope not.
No, I don't do that anymore.
That French designer brand purse that you have gave you.
Thank you, honey.
What? I just wanted to say fancy
Frenchy
French design.
Well, this podcast has gone all over the place, but we wanted to answer some of our listener mail, and we appreciate you so much. And there's so many more we can get to at another time. And again, if there's anything I said, and you're like, Kelly, no, that was the most awful advice you could have ever given. This is what really works. I would absolutely love to hear from you because I'm not an expert on a lot of things.
I'm an expert in nothing.
There you go. That's why we're perfect for each other.
I mean, I'm a master debater, though, with you. I'll ping back and forth with you. I can debate you, and I feel like I'm a master debater when it comes to that.
You do?
No?
You get no reaction from me, babe. Not one.
All right, babe. Well, this was fun. We're going to do our next podcast from the Florida Keys.
Probably on Monday night, if you'd like to follow along.
Hey. Really?
Yeah, Monday night will be, if you're listening to this podcast out of order, that will be the 24th, right? June 24th.
We'll just play that all night.
Well, I don't know, honey. That's if you want to do it with George. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I think the fans demand George and JC and Kinsey.
Yeah, we did it with Al before we went on family vacation.
That was fun.
That was fun.
We'll do it with somebody. But Don, we'll get EB on here. Get Engineer Don on
Engineer
here.
Don.
How we could have we ought to have Engineer
He's
Don.
very interesting.
Yo, that guy. We ought to have him on for like 5 minutes.
We could do it like a talk show, like where we're the hosts and we have people sit in the chair and we just interview them like, okay, thank you. Next.
ED was my best friend that first family vacation.
Yeah, we went to Dominican Republic.
Yeah, Dominican.
Don't get all
into
No, we went to Dominican Republic where
take
everybody's getting sick and dying.
Yeah.
We're not going there. We're going to Florida where everybody comes back alive.
Everybody is having a great time in Florida, and that's where we're going. We're going to come back healthy.
Alive. With no stomach distress.
Well,
you everywhere you go, you got stomach distress.
That's not true. That's not true.
I just hope there's a KFC on every corner.
That's not true.
In Key Largo.
You're besmirching me. That's not true. All right, babe. Well, this is fun. I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love our listeners desperately.
Love them.
But I'm sure we will do this again real soon.
Really soon.
And in the words of the immortal Keanu Reeves, of the great Keanu Reeves, how about in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, I have wet brain tonight. Life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
I don't know.
Are
you drunk?
No, I haven't had anything.
It's 9:30 and I need to pack.
I haven't had anything today.
Okay. I'm going to FaceTime my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
You thought you were.
Wait. Hello? I was just FaceTiming you. Oh, okay. She's in the lobby of the hotel. What's going on? I have pants on. What? He won't come up.
Yeah.
Are you having fun? What are you doing?
Clicked in my ear. All right, guys. Michael. That's all right, man. We had to do it tonight because, we're leaving tomorrow night. So no problem. I know you're not just sitting there waiting to help us out. It's okay. It's totally okay. I get it. No problem. We appreciate anything you do. So, and appreciate all y'all for getting on here. This was fun. I thought this was a good one. Sometimes, it's fun to get on here and joke around and we do that, but sometimes it's good to get some, letters like that have serious subjects and try to help, I don't know. We try to help the best we can. Like Kelly said, we're not experts. We just talk about like what our experience and what we think, which doesn't make us experts. It's our opinions. But I think a lot of our opinions are based on, experience. Especially with kids and being single, being married and then being single and then combining families and, we've done it. It's not easy, but we try our best to give some insight. What email address are you guys looking for? Somebody's saying, what's the email address? What email do you need? We've got several emails. Do you need an email to send a question? You can send us email at podcast@kellyandallen.com if that's what you're looking for. That's our general email box. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. This was fun. I need to pack. I need to upload this for Roberto and then pack. So I will see you guys real soon. There you go. Thanks, Michael. Talk to you guys soon.